This is the second video on index laws for Year 10 Foundation classes. What I would like you to do is read the Knowledge Organiser, watch this video and we'll use it to work through the examples from page 1, try the questions from page 2 of the Knowledge Organiser and complete any maths watchwork set. So last lesson we talked about these three rules, which were when we're multiplying two powers we add the indices, when we're dividing we subtract, when we have fractions, brackets, when they're in brackets, you multiply the indices together. So when they're outside, in this case, you would times that number by that number. What we're going to look at today is use these, but also the bottom half of this. So it says, to raise a fraction to a power, apply the power to the numerator and denominator. So if you've got a fraction and you've got a power on the outside of the brackets, that means that the power goes to both the numerator and the denominator. To raise a number or fraction to a negative power, apply the positive power to the reciprocal. So we've done reciprocals, that means we turn our number upside down, we flip it, or we flip the fraction, and then you apply the power to that. I'll go through an example of that in a minute. There are two other important index facts that you need to know. Anything to the power of 1 is just your number or your letter on its own. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. So that can be 200 to the power of 0 is 1. 2,000 to the power of 0 is 1. 2 million to the power of 0 is 1. So if we work through these examples, we've got 3 to the power of 8 times 3 to the power of 5. We add our powers, that gives us 3 to the power of 13. For this one here, a fraction 10 to the power 8 over 10 to the power of 5. A fraction is the same as a divide, so what we do is we take away our powers, so we get 10 to the power of 3. For this one here, again similar to what we did last lesson, we times the powers together and we get 2 to the power of 14. This is a new one, so this is something that I talked about earlier. When we have a fraction, you do, and you've got brackets, whatever's on the outside you do to both the numerator and the denominator. So you get 7 to the power of 6, 5 to the power of 6. These are the two more complicated ones from today. I'll do the bottom one first. When you have algebra instead of numbers as your base, you do exactly the same. So that just becomes a to the power of 10. There's nothing different there. For this one, there is a little bit more complicated. There is a negative power there. So we do the reciprocal of 12. Now, if we remember, the reciprocal is when we divide 1 by our number. So the reciprocal of 12 is 1 over 12. We then put that 12 to the power of 5. So basically, 12 to the power of minus 5 is 1 over 12 to the power of 5. I'll do another one of these just to give you an example. 7 to the power of minus 3, 7 to the power of minus 3 is 1 over 7 to the power of 3. Because you turn your fraction upside down, you find the reciprocal of it, and then your power stays on that number. Okay? If you had, and I'll do an example of a fraction down here, but say you had 2/3 and it was to the power of minus 3, you would then turn your fraction upside down. It would become 3 over 2 to the power of 3, and then you could say 3 cubed and 2 cubed. Okay? But when you have a negative, you turn your fraction upside down, you find the reciprocal of your number, and then you follow the same rules. Can you use this to complete the questions from the second side of your Knowledge Organiser and then any maths watchwork set? Thank you.